Good morning, everyone. This is Barry Fair here, and unfortunately, we're still in lockdown. I hope you're doing well for this Thursday, April 13th. Well, the weather in Sydney today is not looking too good. We had a bit of rain earlier on this morning, and a couple of people have gone out to the show. I was meant to go today, but unfortunately I can't go anywhere. But I don't know what's happening tomorrow either, but I will have to wait and find out and keep you posted. Well, well, winter is fast approaching, and like I said on episode 8, get everything prepared for winter. Make sure you're well enough. Get your flu vaccinations sorted out and your COVID vaccinations sorted out as well. This is very important, guys, because with the winter weather about to set in, we all need to look after our health. It is very important to look after our health and, and make sure we eat nice, healthy, fresh food all the time. It is okay to have takeaway, but guys, you have to take care of your health. It's like taking care of your car. So guys, don't neglect your health as the winter is coming. Okay, it certainly felt like winter had arrived early this morning. Okay, and it certainly feels like a day for cuddling up in the bed with a magazine and watching your favorite television show. Well, today, throughout the whole of this lockdown, I've been on my computer watching videos from last year and producing many good video content for you viewers to watch out there. Keeping myself occupied, guys, is the only way I can do this. Okay, because if I go out now during a lockdown, well, all I can say, guys, is I've broken the rules and no one will be happy about it. So I'm being very sensible and staying home and abiding by the rules and listening to people and not going out when I shouldn't go out. But guys, some people, when there is a lockdown in place, they go out when they shouldn't do. Okay? And that's how COVID can spread. I forgot to mention this yesterday on the show during the lockdown update. So, guys, do not go out unless you really have to. Okay? But if you can't get out, guys, excuse me, organize the person to come to your house. And I will pause that and take a break. Welcome back. This is Barry Fair here. Well, for lunch today I'm having a tuna sandwich with 2-minute noodles. Now that's a pretty unusual combo, but that's what I've chosen to have. Also today, I will be talking about how to make potato. So this is going to be a double show for you today. And this is episode 11, by the way. Thanks for joining me for it. Unfortunately, like I've said, I was supposed to go to the show today, but unfortunately, due to the lockdown here, I can't go anywhere too far. And for another thing, it is too cold to do anything and possibly too wet. So I've decided to stay here on base and keep dry, keep warm, keep myself protected from COVID because I don't want to get it again like I did last year. And that's the last thing I don't need because as many of you know, I had COVID last year. So you will be able to watch the COVID lockdown isolation video from last year in Queensland. I might be able to get the original copy of it so I can put it on the next lot of videos for you I can so that I can show you and what happened rather than tell you, or should I say, guys, I'm going to find the original copy of the isolation video from last year and put it on today's show for you. Well, the second part of today's show. So, and this is a good way of using up my time here. Usually I would be at performing arts, but I am not today. Instead, I am being safe, warm, dry, and protecting myself from COVID. Now, COVID is not a nice thing, guys. It's horrible. It really is horrible. So if you do happen to get it, what do? You isolate. How long for? 7 days. And what shouldn't you do if you get COVID? Go out and spread your germs all over the place. You cannot do that. Okay, don't do that. For goodness sake. Abide by the rules here and you will be right. Okay, so keeping yourself warm and safe and dry and protecting yourself and others from COVID, okay, it's the only thing you can do. Make sure that you've got plenty of fresh fruit and vegetables as well. And if you can't get to the shops, order what you need online and get them the store to deliver it to you. I have mentioned this on many of the videos that I have brought to you in the past. Okay, so basically that's it. So what I'm going to talk about also today is how to prepare for a lockdown. Okay, so I will be talking about that today on the second part of episode 11. So stay tuned for that. So I've got a two-part show coming up for you today, and the time is nearly coming up to midday, so I will take a break and come back. This is Barry Fair. It's Thursday, the 13th of April, and hello to all of you. Thanks for tuning in. Hello and welcome back. This is Barry Fair here. I'd like to tell you now how I got COVID and when I got it. But before I do that, I'd like to tell you that we are now in the sixth day of lockdown. Tomorrow will be the seventh day. But let's stay positive, guys. The most important thing is that we support each other, respect one another, and listen to one another, and not argue with each other, with one another, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, because arguing, it's not going to do us any good. Now I'd like to tell you how I got COVID. Well, I was doing episode 21 last year in Queensland and Scarborough. I did the intro, like I just did here, but my voice was abnormal. It was very croaky. And I knew straight away that I was going to get COVID. And as the day wore on, guys, I got worse. And as soon as I had the COVID test, I tested positive. So, if you've got COVID, guys, please do isolate for 7 days. We know it's frustrating. I know it's frustrating. I've had to do it. But isolating is the only way to get better and to get out of the lockdown quicker. But if you're out and about and spreading your germs all over the place, guys, that is no good at all. So, like I said, I have a little clip from last year from when I did cut the episode 21. And by the end of episode 21, I could hardly speak. My voice was croaking. It was really, I had a sore throat, chest pain, and a cough. And it was a long way for the taxi back to Bray Park. So this is why I'm not taking the risk now of going out, because I don't want to get COVID again and be locked in my room and had to be locked down like we are now. As frustrating as it sounds, okay? A lockdown isn't fun and isolating isn't fun either. But guys, we have to do it. If we don't do it, okay, there is less chance we will get out of lockdown early, but it depends whether the person is still positive or not. Okay? It is really important, guys, to really isolate and listen to the authorities, look up on our websites. Okay, okay. And if you've got any concerns, guys, talk to the staff at your house. Maybe they can ruffle up some nice things for you. Okay, like a computer game. If you're bored, play a computer game, watch some YouTube videos that you recently made, just like I've been doing over the past couple of days, and even on my birthday here. But have I whinged about it? No. I've battled right through. Now, this lockdown began on Good Friday. Not good, but did I go complain about it? No. And I've been testing every day, well, and I've been negative, so I touch wood. So just going over, guys, how to prepare for a lockdown. Okay, if someone doesn't get COVID, make sure you've got a table set up, okay? Okay, make sure you've got PPE equipment like the yellow or blue apron. Make sure you've got a box of masks, okay? Make sure you've got plenty of hand sanitizer, okay? And make sure that you disinfect it. Make sure, that you sanitize your hands, okay? And another important thing, guys, is making sure that you have, I'll pause that, making sure that you've got a can of Clean 20 so that you can spray it around the home to kill any germs that may be lurking. Okay, so this is very important that you do this. If you do not do this, guys, and follow the correct procedure when a lockdown is in place, someone else is bound to get the COVID and your house will be locked down for 7 days and you won't be able to go anywhere. You may have to cancel your plans and organize a Skype meeting with your friends. And like I said earlier on, if you need anything delivered, order it online and get it delivered to your house. That's all you've got to do. Okay, and make sure that you've got enough money on your credit card to purchase it. Okay, now I'm going to talk about eating healthy food during a lockdown. Eating healthy food, guys, during a lockdown is very important. You must always start the day with a good breakfast, such as granola, Wheat Bix, cornflakes, rice bubbles, and have a bit of fruit on it as well. Fruit is also a good option for breakfast. Okay? And have plenty of fresh juice as well because you need to keep your fluid up when there is a lockdown in place. Okay? And have plenty of healthy, fresh vegetables as well, such as lettuce, tomato, carrots, celery, spinach, you name it. because you must eat healthy during a lockdown. It is no good filling up on junk food. And, excuse me, it is no good filling up on junk food, guys, because you will feel grumpy, you will feel lethargic, okay? You won't want to talk to someone, anyone. You will just lock yourself in your room, guys, and there'll be a fine to do. So, a good breakfast, guys, you make up your granola, okay, and slice up some banana or stew some apples, whatever. And then if you like, you can have some wheat bix as well, okay, and stew some apples and spoon them over your wheat bix, add some strawberries as well, and things like that. Now that's the breakfast position. For morning tea, you can have like celery sticks with hummus, okay, maybe a nice healthy fresh juice to keep your vitamin C intake up, guys, because it is really important. Now that's the breakfast and morning tea position. For lunch, have a nice healthy tuna sandwich with some salad on some whole grain bread or wholemeal bread or seeded bread, whatever you've got there. You can even have a vegetable potato. You chop up some veggies. Excuse me again. You can chop up some veggies and whisk up some eggs. Okay? Chop up some veggies, whip up some eggs. I'm sorry, I've just repeated myself. And then add some grated cheese, okay? And make some scrambled eggs. Well, and yeah, as well. And you can make a potato for lunch as well. Or just a simple salad. And for apples, I've had some sweet and watermelon juice, okay? Because juice is good. And don't forget plenty of water. I know you don't like it, guys, but water is good. So that's the lunch position. But for afternoon tea, that is totally up to you. You don't have to have an afternoon tea if you don't want to. That's up to you. So that's the breakfast, morning tea, and lunch time. Now, the dinner time. Look through your cookbooks for what you can have to eat for dinner. Like tonight, we are having a lamb stew, which I'm looking forward to very, very much. Okay? Now, a lamb stew helps you to keep warm and it is hot. I wonder what's in the lamb stew for tonight. I will go and have a look at it after I have finished the show. Okay? And for dessert, you can make up an apple crumble, like stew up some apples, okay, or dice them up, place them in an oven-proof dish, make a crumble topping of brown sugar and cinnamon, okay, and other things as well. Bake it in the oven, and you've got some nice, healthy food, so to speak. So when you are home during a lockdown, guys, always prepare the meals because sometimes it isn't possible to get out unless you get your groceries delivered, of course. Okay, so always have plenty of takeaway containers handy. Buy a packet at the shops. Okay, make up a batch of frozen meals so that you don't have to slave over a hot stove. So that's another way of keeping occupied during a lockdown. Okay? Now that's the food position. Now, in entertaining yourself, okay? Watch a good movie, read a good book, and do a YouTube video like I'm doing now. So people what you've been doing. Get them to subscribe to the channel like I've been doing. So there is absolutely no shortage of things that you can do during a lockdown. And while you are thinking about what I've said to you, I'm going to put together a little bit of a history package from last year from when I had COVID. So while you are processing this information, okay, I'm gonna go away and put together this package that I did last year, and I hope that you enjoy it. So I will see you soon. Hi there, welcome back. I'm Barry Fair. It's coming up to 3 o'clock. It's Thursday, the 13th of April. Okay, I now have the footage of when I went to Scarborough last year. Do you remember how I was having the mask on and things like that? Yeah? Well, I also have another bit of footage which I'm going to put up to you as well from when I was in isolation last year in Queensland. So I'm going to take end today's show with those two bits of footage. But before I say farewell to you this afternoon, okay, please do take on board what I have said to you. Okay, and we know that it's very frustrating, or I know I should say it's very frustrating that I have to lock down and isolate. But guys, it is very important that you do so because, like I said before, if you're going out in the community, please be really careful. But if you don't have to go out, guys, and you need something, get it delivered, okay? I know it's very inconvenient, but as a host of this program, I must inform you of what's going on. So, like I said at the start of episode 11, today, this lockdown has been going for almost 7 days. So, hopefully, fingers crossed, it will end tomorrow. If it does end tomorrow, great, but if it doesn't, then it won't worry me because I know what it's like to be in lockdown. So I am going to take in the show now by going out with two bits of footage which I put together up in Queensland from when I had COVID. So to to end the show today, I've got two bits of footage from Queensland to end episode 11 with. So until I see you next time around, this is Barry Fair wishing you a very good afternoon. You take care. Bye bye now. Well, good morning, everybody. This is episode 21 now, and welcome to it. Well, in under 8 weeks, I will be saying farewell to this studio and to the show in this format. Like I said on Friday, there is a plan in place, and I am really excited to be going back to Sydney. And like Mark said, it is an exciting time. Here he is. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Barry. And, I can tell that it's an exciting time. It's, it's actually 8 weeks and 2 days. So just to get the countdown exact. And, I know you're super keen. So you're going to get the best of the Brisbane winter before you leave, of course.
So just going over some of the things quickly before we head out of the studio, and we will continue this on my laptop. Okay? Do not raise your voice. Do not get angry if things aren't going your way or if you've had some bad news or about the NDIS knocking you back. Here's Mark now for his opening sequence on this.
I think Barry's success in getting what he wanted so quickly, testament to what can be achieved through communication rather than anger. He was very disappointed with his initial news, but rather than just getting angry and closing himself off, he worked hard to put what he wanted into words so that he could present it to the people that needed to make the decisions, and he's got what he wanted.
So, 8 weeks to go, guys, until in 2 days. Initially, I was going to be here as a permanent guy, a permanent client here, but like I've said, it has not worked out for me. Here's Mark.
Yeah, I'm disappointed that it's a bit, well, it's not Barry's scene, obviously. So, and I think, I don't know whether you'd admit to it or not, Barry, but I think you're a bit homesick and missing friend and family. So,
Well, because I received an email on Sunday morning and it said it all. like a couple of weeks after I moved in here, a lot of people were emailing me saying how much they miss me and all of that. And I think that's what started all of this. So it's not just a matter of admitting, Mark, I think a lot of people are missing me, and so that's why I've decided to do something about it.
Man, and you know, it's all about living your best life and being as happy as you can be. So, if you're going to be happier in Sydney, then it's a bit of a no-brainer.
But like we said on Friday, like the NDIS said on, excuse me, like the NDIS said on Friday, they're in the plan in place, and now all I've got to do is just wait for the time, and the assessment is on the way Thursday week. So once the assessment is done, that's it.
All systems go.
All systems go. That's why I said it was pointless putting a hoist in $30,000. Excuse me, $30,000 worth of wasted equipment. Here's Mark.
Yeah, Barry's been quite perplexed about, well, I suppose the time taken for the hoist to be not organised, followed by, its supposed imminent arrival just before he's going. It does seem to be an unnecessary spend. So he's very pleased that things have panned out so that the trip's been confirmed, and now I imagine that the hoist installation's been cancelled.
Well, I think it has.
Yeah. I'm not privy to all the machinations of what goes on, so sometimes I'm at the mercy of waiting for things to happen to find out.
So, in having said that, okay, why waste money?
Oh, absolutely.
And
That 30,000 is going to be better spent on equipment in your new facility.
yeah, so 8 weeks, and 2 days it will go like the wind, and uh, and on Tuesday I received this news as well, and I spoke to NDIS again. Well, I rang them, they didn't ring me, so a correction there from Friday's episode. And NDIS told me that it was all systems go.
Fantastic.
Here's Mark now.
No, that's fantastic news. So, I knew that the seed of the plan was in place, but I didn't know that they'd confirmed to you that the plan was in place. So that is good news.
Because like you read on my NDIS plan on Friday, you read it.
I actually don't know if I read it. I saw it, but I didn't read it.
I will show it to you, sir.
All right.
So we will continue the show off base, and we'll see you a bit later.
Tilt it down a bit so people can.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome back to part 2 of episode 21. I'm Barry Fearon, and here we are now at Scarborough. Now, Scarborough is a beautiful place, and here's Mark now.
Yeah, so we're at Jameson Park in Scarborough. It's right out on the tip of the Redcliffe Peninsula, and or the northern tip of the Redcliffe Peninsula. And I don't know if you can see bits and bobs in the background, but if you can see a bit of land across the water behind Barry, that's Moreton Island. So we're looking across Moreton Bay now with the camera, but we're actually facing the other way and looking across Deception Bay ourselves. So your view Moreton Bay, our view Deception Bay.
Okay, well, here are a few rules we'd like to share with you on today's show. The first of them, do not litter the park. Here's Mark now.
Absolutely, this park is in absolutely beautiful condition. We have had an absolute mountain of rain, as everyone knows, in recent times. So it's lush and green, and at the moment as we view it, not one piece of litter to be seen. So it looks stunning. Not to mention the fact that it's a stunning day.
Well, yesterday the wind was nasty.
Yes.
It really was. Well, you can just to let you viewers know why I've got a mask on. Here's Mark now.
Yeah, Barry is a bit concerned. He was out in the wind yesterday. He's feeling a bit coughy today, and has decided that he should have a mask on. So, all the mandatory times for taxi travel, etc., but just in general, just to feel more comfortable being out and about. So, doing the right thing by everybody else.
So, just recapping my good news from Friday on episode 20. It is an exciting time for me. So 58 days I've got until I say farewell. Here's Mark now.
Yep, the countdown begins. 58 days from now, and we've already discussed the fact that unfortunately I'll be away for your actual leaving date, but we shall organise something for the week before for a farewell.
Sad for the Queensland viewers, but good news for NSW viewers. So it will be episode 352 when I get back to Sydney.
And when you get back to Sydney, how do you think the state of origin count's going to be by the time you get there?
I don't know.
Neither does anyone else.
So Queensland won the first state of origin, so congratulations to them. When is the next one?
Unfortunately, I don't have a clue.
So, as we said at the start of this show, or the second part of the show today, do not litter the park, do not go with your rubbish and expect other people to pick it up. Here's Mark now.
No, it's a beautiful place the way it is. I can't imagine anyone wanting to litter it anyway. But as Barry says, the expectation of just leaving rubbish lying around for someone else to pick up doesn't seem very community minded.
So, it's the same with the taxis as well. Do not litter the taxis. Here's Mark now.
Well, I think the general theme is don't litter. There's no reason to do it, and it just creates an eyesore for everyone and work for someone else. So much better to be tidy all the time and keep your rubbish to yourself.
So, don't be a tosser, guys. If it's not in the bin, it's on you. Here's Mark now.
I like that. Don't be a tosser. Seems highly appropriate. So, yes, be a placer in bins, not a tosser.
So, over the past, since April, I have brought to you many shows here at Brave in Queensland. So from episode 1 to 21, okay, I will probably get up to a few more episodes before I call it a day here. Here's Mark now.
Yes, a quick calculation says to me that you've got at least 30 more opportunities. So there should be many more shows coming out of the Bray Park studio. I'm certainly expecting them.
So when you say 30 more opportunities, what do you mean by that?
Well, there's, 58 days. I'm not sure. Do you put out an episode a day or just a few episodes a week?
A few episodes a week.
Yeah, I was working on about 4, so I thought, 8 weeks, 4 episodes a week, 32 episodes to go.
Well, 32 episodes to go, so it's 21, episode 21 today.
Yep.
I will probably finish the last episode, and that will be 32.
Well, I'm at 32 more.
32 more.
Yeah, so you'd end up at 50.
So it will be the 50th episode before I bid farewell to Bray Park.
Yes, it doesn't seem like a lot.
It doesn't seem like a lot, but just to give you, Sydney, viewers of what excuse me, sorry about that, everyone. But 50 episodes might not be a lot, but just to give you Sydney viewers that are looking forward to having me back. I am sure that you will watch the episodes. But getting back on to the importance of keeping the park clean. Okay, moving off Sydney now. Look at that. Just look at it. Just sit down on the bench if you're here and have a good look at this bay. Here's Mark now.
Well, I have to say, the park is looking stunning. Do you mind if I do a camera swing?
I'm doing camera swing.
All right. Let's give everyone a view of the park in its pristine condition. And I don't know if you can see out there, but it's low tide. Even the fishermen have given up now. Oh, hang on. There's one still out there. So, ever hopeful. Anyway, you can see what a stunning day it is. There is a gentle breeze to follow up from yesterday's extremely unpleasant cold wind.
Yeah.
But you can see why when you see the condition of the park and how beautiful everything is around it, that you don't want the eyesore of litter.
Okay, now, the rule when traveling in a cab. We will talk about that now.
All right.
Make sure that you've got everything ready for the taxi, such as your book, your taxi book, and make sure that you ask the driver how much it is at the end of the journey. Here's Mark now.
Yep, just to be safe, always check what the fare is before you hand over the card to pay, and make sure that you know what's going on and are quite happy with whatever financial arrangements are being made.
So the fare came to $63.40. That's the full fare without the docket, so we paid $34, I think it was.
Close to that, yes.
Close to that.
Yep. So it was just a frack under $32 that you had to pay, and yeah, the taxi voucher took care of the other half.
So always be honest with the taxi driver and tell him where you want to go and where you want to be dropped at. Here's Mark now.
Yes, we do seem to have a few problems ordering taxis, particularly in shopping centres, etc., because there's no specific point of pickup that we know of. And yeah, it's very handy to be able to give the operator a specific point of pickup. It makes their life a lot easier to find you. And you know, if you're in the spot waiting, you know, you can just sort of give them away as they arrive, and they know who to pick up.
So don't just say to the driver, I've got no money, because that's very dangerous.
Have you been left behind when have you ever told a driver that you've got no money?
I can't remember a time, but one fellow that I used to know, he didn't pay for a taxi, and the taxi driver was angry.
Yes. Yep. That's to be expected.
So we're going to do a food review after the break, and which brings us nicely onto food.
I think you're hungry.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So we'll take a break and come back with more of the show. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Here we are, back at the bay. And here's Mark.
Well, we've just enjoyed a very nice lunch at the iconic Morgan Seafood out at Scarborough, and we've just taken up position back in the park to finish off the show, and we've been, well, just travelling, seeing this part of the world.
And like we said, if you bring your rubbish in, take it out. Here's Mark.
Yep, so the theme of the day is don't litter, and as we've said, this park here, Jameson Park out at Scarborough, is absolutely beautiful condition. It's clean as a whistle, and it just is that much more attractive because it is clean and people haven't littered. So take Barry's advice, always take your rubbish with you.
And our parks are not excuse me, I might have to get Mark to explain what we did.
So we walked from one end of the park to the other, and then down the road to have lunch, come back, and it's still glorious. The wind's been very kind to us today, so just a gentle breeze still, sun shining, water looks stunning.
And we're just playing you around, so have a look. Just look at that, everyone. Just look at that. Isn't that a nice view of the bay there? Look at that.
Yeah, it's certainly a stunning day, Barry.
Very stunning day. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm wearing a mouth. Well, as you can hear, my voice is not as normal as it usually is. Here's Mark now.
Yeah, so Barry went out the other day and has developed a cough, or it was a cough this morning. Now it's a cough, a bit of a sore throat, and chest is starting to get a bit sore now too. So chances are that episode 22 could be very raspy.
Well, I'm lucky if I can get episode 21 done.
I reckon we've got most of it done, Barry, so
before we do go today, thank you everybody for tuning in. Here's Mark.
yes, thanks everyone for tuning in, and I hope that you've enjoyed the scenery, and you know, if you get a chance to come out here, you should.
and the number that we rely on 24 hours a day, you know what it is. It is 000. Please do not ring that number unless you really have to. Here's Mark now.
Of course, the alternative for any non-urgent matters is all of the police stations' numbers are in the book, so to speak, although no one uses books anymore. So when you go online, it's just a matter of looking up Contact QPS or Queensland Police, and all of the stations have direct numbers other than 000. So 000 is to be reserved for emergency police work only, or emergency calls only.
Now, yesterday wind was very nasty. Here's Mark now.
Yes, we've had a bit of wind over the last few days, which, combined with what by Queensland standards is freezing cold. Everyone knows in Queensland that the water freezes at about 18 degrees, so it's freezing cold, and it hasn't served very well. So luckily today is much more pleasant. Still same temperature, just no wind.
Now, if it was windy today and I was trying to do this, I would have struggled to bring it to you. Here's Mark now.
Yeah, well, not only would it have been a lot harsher on you, Barry, and probably made you cough a lot more if it was windy. I don't know how your gear goes out in the wind, but I can never talk on the phone in the wind. It's always like I don't know how to describe it. There's something wrong with the wind in the microphone anyway that ruins your vocals.
So, as I said at the start of today's program, okay, I've only got 58 days left, or 58 and a bit, because tomorrow will be day 57 after this.
Yep.
So not very long at all. Here's Mark now.
No, so we've started the official countdown, and as Barry said, 58 days to go, and I'm sure that the show will keep you up to date with the pending leaving date, so there'll be more coming on that, I'm sure.
And like I said, I'm really sorry that I can't stay on views. Here's Mark now.
Well, when Barry says can't stay on, he's forgetting about the magic of his YouTube television, which reaches everywhere and can be done from anywhere. So it'll just be the end of a chapter in not coming from Bray Park anymore. But apart from that, I'm sure we'll still be seeing you, Barry.
You will, but in a different format. In a different format. Here's Mark now.
Lucky for me, Barry controls all of the technology. If it was up to me, that'd be the end. There would be no more. But with the skill sets and the determination to get it done, I know there's going to be more coming.
So my battery is running a bit low, so guys, thanks for your company today, and
This program has been brought to you by Scarborough Seafoods and 1-3 Cats. We'll get you there. See you later, everybody. Before I lose my voice.
Bye.
Bye-bye.